And Coates said, "Go, and fake till fallen over, and then some more if thou can, for the stronger family is more united. Do not allow, however, that be fucked the irrational or the innocent, or be divider of your family the fanatic, by speech of thou ejaculate not worthy as his." So said Coates. Ben and Arthur is a movie from 2002 focused on the life of a gay couple, which has to face opposition from society.
It's kind of like going on an airplane. What would happen if someone wanted to bring something on the plane that wasn't allowed?
They couldn't go on their trip.
Gay cinema or LGBT cinema or movies associated with homo, bi or transsexual themes are a little too variable a nomenclature for you to consider well defined. Some people think it's a matter of theme, some people think it's a matter of having a character that's LGBT or not, and some people include movies just because a producer, director or actor is in the LGBT community. Anyway, the categorization would include over a century of movies, including movies such as Mabel's Blunder or, more significantly, A Florida Enchantment, or even The Gay Brothers of 1895, which I personally wouldn't include. What's important is to remember that, even though some people might include this into gay cinema in their definition, no one wants to have to consider this cinema at all. Why The Entertainer? I like The Entertainer! Wouldn't it make much more sense if it was like this? After an abstract opening of over a minute with credits that can be summarized in
written, directed, edited, starring, and catered by J. Prescott Sherman.
The movie starts with Ben and Arthur speaking on their gigantic phones about a judicial decision. In 1993, gay marriage was, for the first time, legal in the United States, in Hawaii. The decision was soon reversed, but started a long process which would end up in countrywide legalization in June 26, 2015, exactly 1 year before the day I started writing this review. Like any couple seeking out their rights, they do all they can to find out about the decision, even buying a magical radio that turns on before the button is pressed. Arthur hears the historical decision and 5 hours later decides to jump from atop a box, he's so happy. And in case you don't know why the LGBT community might not want this included as gay cinema, watch it again with the original audio and some visual I've added.
Dad! They said yes!
No, I didn't alter this audio, and yes, fairy is an offensive way to talk about homosexuals in English. That didn't stop our handyman from throwing fairy dust all over the happy moment. In the following day, however, after a Let's Go on a Trip montage, they get a terrible piece of news amidst terrible audio editing.
The judge has put a stay on his decision allowing gays to marry in the state. That means it is no longer legal for gays to marry in the state of Hawaii until a further decision is made in the state Supreme Court.
Yeah, well, what do you want to do?
Why aren't you upset is what I'd like to know.
I am upset.
Just like I was happy, don't you remember?
Let's fucking go to Hawaii!
Alright, let's go.
Let's go!
This, by the way, is the Tommy Wiseau of the movie, Sam Malkovich, which is the author, director, producer, editor, composer, and actor in this movie, in the role of Ben. I guess the Omnitrix didn't have audacity. No, wait. Apparently this is Ben, and this is Arthur. Not that it makes any difference, they are as flat as the cardboard cross on the church. And by the way, I will not be able to show the order of events well, since the movie doesn't make a lot of sense. You know what follows this scene? Arthur Costanza saying to Ben Seinfeld he wouldn't go to war if there was a draft. Yep, this movie is from September 2002, a year after 9/11. and people talked about a draft for the Iraq War. So a character that was happy about a 1993 decision speaks about a war that wouldn't start for another 10 years and will end up marrying his boyfriend in Vermont, which would only have homosexual marriage in 2009. 2000 if you count civil unions. Soon after, Seinfeld says he's still finishing up the divorce with his wife.
What?
And if you think that's being an asshole,
I want a divorce.
yes, on top of the perfect choice of music, on top of the sound editing attack,
I want a divorce.
What?
I want a divorce.
one of the main characters, still wearing Mike Myers' German wardrobe, says he wants a divorce from his wife after 5 years estranged. Dear diary, I can't believe he would do that to me. Not only we've been together for 3 years, we were about to travel to Hawaii to get married. And it wouldn't be worth anything because he's still married to his wife. That's why I decided to go back to my dream of being a Pokemon master. The two work in a kitchen and George Wiseau Constanza says,
I fed up with this world.
and Ben Seinfeld says he should, even if he has to be a nurse again. So, remember having to pay for those tickets? Yeah, nurses are paid more than minimum wage, okay? And, advancing the whole thing a little, them not having money for lawyers, for the college he wants to go to buy a cross that isn't cardboard, all would be easier if he were making more money. So I have to imagine that Ben Seinfeld just didn't want to go through the roller coaster of emotions that is the job. Oh my god. She is dying. Code's blue. Code's blue. Constanza quits and goes through a looking for a job montage, including in a strip club.
That's great. Now, let's see your penis.
And for some reason asking about renting an apartment? Until he asks for money from a person in a bathrobe. But no, it's not what you think, it's just his brother. He wouldn't think of... Nope. Not time yet. It's not time yet. The brother, Victor, you wish, says he'll give him the money if
you bring this man over here to this apartment, and respect me, and respect this apartment, and respect the Lord Jesus Christ.
Cut you a threat on a sheet of paper, which leads Constanza to say he wants to get married right there, in California. Seinfeld says he knows a guy who's a great lawyer in Beverly Hills. Yep. Hello. Money, which apparently is really good with the makeup. She, and I assume she prefers being called she, mentions Proposition 22 from the 2000s. So maybe there's a chance only the beginning of the movie doesn't make any sense? Maybe? But Seinfeld mentions that even with his whole success as a comedian, they have no money. Phew. Whoa, man, I thought you weren't hearing me. No! You don't have money and you go to another state by plane and stay for a honeymoon? She just said that the document in her hands, which is not a script at all, of course not, says marriage is between a man and a woman. That's the opposite of what you want. Why are you smiling? And why were you asking about renting an apartment? How would anyone be a lawyer if they have so much difficulty reading and memorizing things?
Which
and why didn't anybody remember to close the window
marriage.
before recording? How does this happen? I have a budget of minus 100 reais and I am not that incompetent. I don't understand how this is possible. What are you looking at? I don't know either. So far, until just before the 22-minute mark, and giving all the benefit of the doubt of this being a YouTube video before YouTube, you can say these are all just poorly executed ideas. Some good, some bad, and hope that all the inconsistencies are due to a time-traveling scientist that's going to show up somewhere. But the brother calls obsessively to Constanza, hires a private detective and... They actually find tense music and put in a scene that was actually working, and then... I know it's stereotypical, but is it because the composer is gay that he thinks the music can just start going...
Oh, why'd you stop?
And then he kills the lawyer with a gun that fires with no light or smoke, shooting at her legs. Either that or the gun shoots from its top. The brother invites a friend to help convince the couple to stop being gay in a candlelit dinner at midday. Scene. A love scene that at least surpasses Tommy's umbilical fucking. Scene. The ex-wife shows up with a gun and says she'll be gay so they can be together, and he has to fight her for the gun. But violence gets him turned on and he becomes a father. And Robin Williams. Scene. Their bike is stolen and Seinfeld knocks Constanza out. Scene. It might seem like I'm skipping around or going too fast, but no. Most of the movie is a bunch of unconnected scenes with ideas that follow each other without entanglement. And practically all of them ignore logic somehow, be it the character's logic itself, the reality's logic, or ours as the audience. That's why the one scene summary is this.
Well, I have a secret holy water recipe that you can give Arthur that'll cleanse him of all his demons that possess him and turn him straight.
How does it work?
Just make him drink it.
First of all, holy water recipe? Have you never seen From Dawn Till Dusk? Priest blesses water, vampires melt. Period. Second, if the friend, obviously the owner of a Christian camp, tells you your brother has to drink the holy water, why would you put it in a medicine bottle? Is Arthur a hypochondriac and everybody forgot to mention it? And why do you stick it to the door? Do you think it works from magical radiation? The closet. It's suddenly so attractive. And even if it were a matter of continuity, that they had rewritten it so the water is a microblasting oven, what makes you think he wouldn't throw it away? And even if you ignore all that, there is the little detail that they would probably be excommunicated from the church for their alchemic experiment before a normal person would drink something without knowing what it is. And even in the middle of this continuity so insane, they know what the bottle is when they see it. Yes, he automatically knows. In this world, where the barrier between the knowledge of the author, the audience, and the characters is apparently made of wet cardboard, if Arthur director Constanza, Banana Fana Fofanza, decided to drink that bottle, this issue that wouldn't work in any other verosimil universe would be completely and perfectly resolved. Think about it. In this universe, churches are so fanatic they need a cross on the wall right behind another bigger cross. The infamous cardboard cross, which was seen on the other side of the room before this. Which means this isn't even replacing an actual cross, since you don't move altars around for no reason. It is magically sacred, even being cardboard just for its shape. If that's the case, Arthur can drink the potion and prove it doesn't work. Victor Van Poop would see the potion didn't work, have to accept his brother is not possessed, or, worst case scenario, finds that the demon in him is too strong and he has to distance himself completely. And, if by chemistry working differently in this universe, to the point that the holy water has a recipe, and this potion forces Arthur to a -5 resistance test, and he fails and starts agreeing with his brother, Still, in this universe, homosexuality wouldn't be a personal and innate part of the being, but a curable disease. Instead of ex-gays spending hours and hours of brainwashing, indoctrination, therapy, they would just drink holy potions, and no one who really thinks homosexuality is natural would refuse to. The world would think that drinking the potion is like a vaccine. Homosexuality wouldn't exist anymore, and the premise for your final villain wouldn't exist. No, calm down, we're not there yet. Von Poop, who isn't exactly the Nazis' dream of intelligence,
blonde world,
and a brunette dictator,
says he has to go to his final plan.
Yeah, it's Victor. Look, the potion didn't work.
Does your friend make super emotional comprehension potions? Hello?
Would you like to contribute to the Intergalactic Sloth Fund?
Now, Julia, I think we have to talk about that incident with your uncle.
How do you know about that?
Dr. Frucht knows. You have to call me in my commercial line. It's going to be $4 a minute. The brother goes to La Sagrada Iglesia del Jesus Animado. The priest throws him out to the congregation. He gets pissy and talks to a friend, and the priest tells Von Poop he knows a hitman who can kill his brother so he can come back to the church. They go on another honeymoon, and Ben is called to be a nurse again. And here, the only well-developed moment in the whole movie happens. Look.
Victor, what are you doing here? I didn't invite you in.
Oh, never mind.
What do you want?
That's right. A character, desperate and with a gun, has a moment in which he decides not to use the weapon, and that is shown instead of told. That scene is the sole reason why I don't call Von Poop von Schattenkrap. But right after, Von Poop says Arthur has a porno shop, something mentioned just once in a passing comment on the Carioca brakeless bus that is this movie. Arthur tries to console him.
Put some lube on it and shove it up your ass.
Arthur goes shopping and Von Poop shows up with the hitman at their house soon after the priest calls. And this long scene is in the movie, I imagine, to illustrate Arthur took a long time to come back. And it's on this review to show I could explain everything that happened before Arthur goes home.
Hello. A squirt bug attacked my husband and he's allergic to cherry!
Ben survives, a detective asks about the case, Arthur breaks into his brother's apartment and bugs his phone, Von Poop throws him out and calls the priest scared. Arthur listens to the call before playing the piano. He immediately knows where the church is, says he knows somebody from the church and lost his address and phone, so while the priest is writing down, looking down, being extremely easy for Constanza to be seen, he puts chloroform on a rag and makes the priest, who's wearing kind of a heavy metal belt, fall asleep.
Happy, happy, joy, joy, happy, happy, joy, joy. Happy, happy, joy, joy, happy, happy, joy, joy. Happy, happy, joy, joy, happy, happy, joy, joy. Happy, happy, joy, joy, joy. I don't think you're happy enough. That's right. Happy, happy, joy, joy. 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 Happy, happy, joy, joy, joy.
And Arthur sets fire to La Sagrada Iglesia del Jesus Animado.
Oh my god, I killed a man. I must play with my ball.
Hand me my thinking grenades.
Ben wakes up on the hospital, Arthur brings him home. Soon after, Von Poop gets out of a car with the hitman. It looks like we'll get a final battle. Who's crazier, the discotheque killer or arsonist Stimpy? And no, you can't vote on the heavy metal priest Reed Ron in Jesus.
Actually, wait. Stay here, look. I've changed my mind.
But you had a final confrontation. A personal war. You could do a John Woo and set fire to doves. Or geese, if you don't mind Facebook blocking it. End of the day, Van Poop kills Ben, tells Arthur to strip naked and baptizes him on his bathtub, and decides to sit on the next room instead of leaving, because he read the script, I guess. And after this huge amount of "the fuck was all of that?", we get the worst scene in the whole movie.
So you want to touch me?
Arthur, with his own gun, offers himself to his brother and says he did all that because he wants to fuck him. A table realizes the kind of movie it's in. Von Poop says Arthur is going to lose the $1 million from the life insurance, which the movie says Arthur did with Ben as a beneficiary, so he doesn't know how insurance works. Finally, the movie takes my suggestion, squirt pie fills Arthur full of pie stuffing, and Arthur shows not everyone has diluted blood. Wait, oh whatever, it's over! The sound editing alone made me want to do this review. I laughed out loud more than once of that, and trying to understand what goes on in this movie makes me think that maybe our handyman is actually trying to secretly comment about DC's hypertime. Besides the many issues making the movie so bad it's unmissable according to Rotten Tomatoes, you could still place this into a romance phase, because the only parts of cause and consequence identifiable are the ones indicating difficulties faced by gay people are due to lack of comprehension of what homosexuality is, be it by people in general, religious fanatics, or even other homosexuals.
Go ahead and find somebody who doesn't have a vagina, you fag!
On the other hand, the couple doesn't actually talk to each other, so no one would identify with them. And the villains are so fanatical that no Christian would take them seriously. And as a tech demo...
Should I step outside?
Would you please?
What's up with that?
We're looking for if you know anything about a Mr. Ben Sheets.
And Cotis said, "Go, and fig till fallen over, and then some more if thou can. Or be divider, the fanatic that speaks of your ejaculate. Oh, damn. For is more strong the one that's more united." More strong. So said Cotis. I think that's plenty. Gay cinema or... No, wait. Apparently this is Ben and this is Arthur. Not that it makes any difference, they are both as flat as that cardboard cross on the church. No, wait. Apparently... Yep. Hello? Money? Hello? Money? Hello? Money? Hi? How is this possible? I have a budget of -100 and I don't understand how this is possible. I am not as income... They actually find a tense music. And even in this continuity? Nope. Okay. Calm down. We're not there yet. The fuck was all of that? The fuck was this? The fuck was this?